All right.
The stories you've heard, they don't tell the whole truth. The island is indeed the place of legend. There's power and vast riches as well. But those who've gone before you have simply vanished, never heard from again. I saw the horror, the madness that overcame the crew. It was beyond any evil the world has ever known. How I survived, I do not know. The contents of this box are not of this world. They will guide you to that one, wherever and whatever that may be. Go then, Captain. Chart your course and your fate. I will say a prayer for the souls of your crew.
It's a MMORPG. Came out in 2021. It was pretty bad at the start, and then it's been improving. So, we'll see how it is now. I literally just started creating my character, so. I mean, the graphics are pretty decent, I would say. Well, uh-oh.
You? I think so. I could have sworn I saw one of the swabbies, but it was one of those creatures.
Like Desert
Priest.
Noble?
Never should have trusted that bastard. All his talk of legends and power, treasures, nothing but lies. And the box he gave me. I don't know. I lost it when the ship went down. But this voice, she says I need to get it back. You! I order you! Search the beach. If we don't recover the box... No. Wait. I will find it. No. Please. I can't die here. Not like this.
You wash up on my shore, exhausted and weak, and I welcome you home.
Okay, so we got light attack, we got heavy attack, we have block, and we have dodge. Okay. Dodge uses up stamina, so. Video is, I've never really tried just because I've heard that it's really just a grind fest. My frame of reference is World of Warcraft, and some other lesser known MMORPGs. And plus, mobile games or mobile ports are generally much worse than the original PC versions, so forgive me, but that is the reason for my skepticism. If you have a PC and you're thinking about buying this, I could definitely recommend. Like, it's not a subscription. Oh, okay, we got a point, I guess. Yeah, we got ability. So it's not a subscription. It's one-time fee. You buy it and then you have it forever, right? Which one is that? Is that? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna change that immediately. Let's go to settings, keybinds. Where is auto run? Auto run. Gonna be in my mouse, on the side of my mouse. I'm thinking about maybe switching the dodge to my other mouse button, but maybe not. Because it's so, the controls are so ingrained. VR technology is still way far out, unfortunately, because VR makes people nauseous. If there was VR where I didn't have to like deal with the nausea after like 15-20 minutes, I would be so happy.
You forced my hand.
VR is so damn cool.
Your soul is now
But it
mine.
doesn't take long until it feels really weird. Your eyes strains, nausea, feeling of disorientation. I just don't like the long-term effects. So my VR headset is staying unused. Let's see if we can dodge that, and then boom. And then we'll go.
I feel your presence surge within me. Everlasting glory will be ours.
Ouch. Did he literally just heal himself up completely? Oh my lord. Oh my. Did I die? I don't think I did. Let's see what happens. I remember this beginning part. Don't remember the exact details of it. Okay, we're level 2. So I have 2 attributes to... So what I've seen... Okay, I'm gonna switch to... There's a whole science with the combinations of different weapons. You could have 2 weapons, so you can mix and match. There's a bit of a science with it. I'm gonna add a display capture so that you can see. Eyes. And then there. So right. Let's go to new world best builds. Rapier and great sword. I'm not really truly interested in a PvP build, honestly. I just really want a good build to be self-sustainable. Starter build. That's 3 months ago though, so that could have changed. Top 3 best meta builds in February. Okay, what he has to say.
So what's going on, guys? Kate is here, and welcome back to a brand new video. For today,
See what he has to say here.
so then moving over to the first build, which is the great sword and hatchet, and these are the attributes you want to have.
So great sword and hatchet build. Bow build.
So then moving over to the second build, which is the bow and spear, and these are
Bow
the
and
attributes
spear.
you want to have. So no matter
And
from
then
which
there's a
level you start
blunderbuss. I wonder what a blunderbuss does.
and then moving over to my
Let's go back to game. What does the blunderbuss do? So we go here. A close quarters ranged weapon that fires 6 pellets in a single blast. Ideal for keeping pressure on melee targets and getting up close and personal with ranged targets. Okay. So supposedly we want to... I mean, the greatsword is very attractive, I must say. I do like the greatsword. Back up for a second. Bow build. What was the bow build?
So then moving over to the second build, which is the bow and spear, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity. And then around level 60 and 625 item score gear, you should have around 300 dexterity and 200 constitution. And as I explained in the first build, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes that you get from reaching level 60, then the blue color indicates the attributes that you get from your gear, and then the purple color indicates the attributes that you get from food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment. So then taking a closer look at the first weapon, which is the bow. And these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first things first, you want to unlock all these 3 abilities called the penetrating shot, explosive arrow and rapid shot, and then get these 5 perks. Then now let's go over to the other side and get all of these 5 perks, and that's it. Now from this point and onwards, you can unlock all the other perks in whatever order you want. So then moving over to the second weapon, which is the spear, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock the scuba ability and then get these 2 perks. Then now get the second ability called the perforate and then get these 2 more perks. Then from here, let's move over to the other side and get this 1 perk, and then unlock the last and final ability called the sweep, and then get these 2 more perks, and that's it. Now again from this point, you're feel free to pick and choose which perks you want to unlock next. Okay, so now let's go over to the gameplay, where I will show you the best way to play this build. And for the first weapon, we have the bow, and the first Q spell is called the penetrating shot, which will shoot a special arrow that does a lot of damage and can go through multiple targets. Then the second ability is called the explosive shot, which will fire an arrow that explodes in 2.5 meters.
You know what? Let's not do a ranged. I mean, it will be ranged, but let's do a melee focused one.
The first build, which is the greatsword and hatchet, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 100, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity and strength. And 50 points, these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 100, and then
the dexterity and strength both to 100.
And get 50 points in constitution.
And then 50 points in constitution. All right.
Steady there, friend. Dying can be a rather harrowing experience the first time one goes through it. You're actually looking quite... Not anymore, but you were very much dead for a few minutes there. You've been resurrected, you see. It's quite a lot to take in, I know. You'll find many strange things on Eternum, and this not dying business is one of them. Yes, the pole of the corruption. It's that damn storm. I can't even count the number of ships it's wrecked. And every sailor coming ashore is corrupted. You're one of the few who came through with your soul intact. Ah, but I forget my manners. Watcher Layson Reese, at your service. I watch these shores for shipwrecks and help those like yourself. You're undoubtedly quite shaken by all of this, and probably famished too. Resurrection is taxing on the soul and the body. Unfortunately, we don't keep the watchtower very well stocked. Bring your own mead is the rule. But there are some nice fat boar roaming around nearby. Of course, you're not exactly equipped for hunting, are you? Yes, you'll need a skinning knife to start. Unless you prefer your roasted boar with the skin on. If you'll gather some flint and wood on your way to join me at the watchtower, you can fashion a crude knife at the campfire.
Okay. Basic stuff. Gather flint from the ground, gather wood from a bush. And where's the boar? Flint.
Very impressive. One of the nicest crude skinning knives I've seen. You've done this before, haven't you? It's important to know how to provide for yourself here. The wilds of Eternum can be a very harsh environment. It's reasonably safe up the road in the town of Corinth, but out here, we are on our own. Yes, it has its own share of troubles, but nothing like what we are seeing here. The persistence of this storm is worrisome, to say the least. I may very well need your help, but as I promised, we need to get you fed first. Yes, you'll find them snuffling around in the bushes nearby. They're ornery, but I think you can handle it. Go and hunt yourself down a fat one, skin it, and cook yourself a little feast at the campfire.
Easy enough.
Smells delicious. And you seem to be feeling better than when you first rejoined the ranks of the living. That's convenient, because I really do need your help to make sure the threat here on the shore is contained. We get shipwrecks on these shores now and then, but I've never seen anything like this. The storm, all these ships, and the fact everyone's corrupted except you? Well, we have to do something. That's the dark side of eternal life, I suppose. You resurrected with your soul intact, but many lost. Or worse, they return with their souls twisted, possessed by insatiable evil. Those we call the corrupted. Essentially, yes. And the corrupted are relentless, destroying and killing to increase their numbers. Looking at the wreckage of your ship, I suspect that's what's become of the rest of your crew. It's just across the water, and frankly, we need to deal with the corrupted gathering there. I know it's not a pleasant task, but if you can put down some of your former crewmates, That's a start, at least. Oh, excellent! If the corrupted start converging on you in numbers, I suggest you retreat. Either way, keep that blade handy. The last thing we need is for you to be joining their ranks.
They shall ruthlessly strike down their fellows, their path to corruption begun.
Well done. It's grim work, I know. But we can't let the corrupted get entrenched down here. Unfortunately, their numbers seem to just keep growing. Several shipwrecks along the shore, and more by the hour. The storm wall is a fact of life here. It completely surrounds the island, wrecking any ships that approach and any that attempt to leave. But this storm, it's unnatural even by Eternum standards. There must be something, or someone, causing it. The storm wall is a fact of life here. It I'm not sure. But all this wreckage at the same time, it seems like it must be coordinated somehow. We generally see a new shipwreck only once a season, and even then, there are usually more survivors. That's likely a lost cause. If they're out there, stuck in the midst of the wreckage, they're probably already corrupted. More importantly, I need to focus on finding the storm's source, and I couldn't possibly ask you to go alone. Well, I fear you may not fully grasp the danger of such an endeavor, but I won't hold you back. Just keep that weapon at the ready, and take out as many corrupted as you can. If you find survivors, send them here.
the beginning. All these sailors join our cause. Soon, it will be all of humanity.
Stay back, you bastards! Unless you want to be eaten next! Ha! Eat lead, you bastards! You won't be getting a piece of Grace O'Malley that easy! Hey mate, can you give a girl a hand here? Have to take down. Stay back, you bastards! Unless you want to be eaten lead! Back on the sand. You have my thanks. I know a safe spot this way. Come on! Well now, can't tell you what a relief it was seeing someone who was still human. I was beginning to think I was all alone out here. The rest of the world had gone mad. Perfect. I was betting there'd be some kind of town nearby. Thinking I'd go look for it after I'm done out here. But I'm not about to go walking away from a fleet of freshly crashed boats. Not if I have a choice in the matter. This isn't my first shipwreck, you know. One thing I've learned, you have to always think ahead, keep an eye on the horizon. And there's booty to be had here. Countless treasures, captain and crew had stashed on board, if you know where to look. Of course. Not like these rotters care a damn for it. And I'll be needing a new ship, a new crew. That takes coin. In fact, if you want to partner up, I'll split the loot 70-30. Or, what the hell, 60-40 even. What you say? Then we can head to that watchtower of yours. Ah, that's the spirit. It's a deal. I need to circle back to my own ship to grab what I can, but there's a wreck over there I haven't searched yet. Find the manifest first, then look for whatever's listed. I'll meet you over there. Fortune smile on you, mate.
shall steal from one another, like rats fighting over scraps.
We set forth from Honfleur with a hold full of cargo and a handful of uniquely valuable items from Paris, as a gift to the soldiers at the new fort. These items include a silver candelabra from the court of the late King Henry the Great, a blessed chalice. Okay. Quite a few things of value. Let's see if we can find them.
There you are. Huh. I was starting to worry. More importantly, though, what you find. Let's see here. Ooh, yes, these are definitely worth a coin or two. Soon as we find a town, we'll sell them and split the profit. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much luck as you did. Those damn red-eyed rotters are swarming all over the wreckage of my ship. I worry it's bad luck leaving behind my own treasures, but I can't get through the bastards. Now there's a good mate. Tough one too if you're so confident. No complaints though. Tell you what, if you can get my stuff back, I'll give you a greater share of our profits. 40-60. Or what the hell, 30-70. What'd you say? Most of our cargo is lost at sea, and I got my captain's log on the way out. What's burning me now is leaving behind my ship's flag and my lucky wheel. Get those, and then maybe we meet at that watchtower. Works for me.
Big giant ass sword. Love it. I love how my attire is so proper as well. It makes no sense that I would walk around with a giant great sword. Womp, womp, womp. Absolutely love that animation. Okay, let's go up here first. Oh well. I haven't been here yet. Three swings, one death. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. I missed the first. Oh. We're just headed back to the camp.
Oh, welcome back, my friend. Glad to see you're still with us. I was elated to meet another survivor, but I feared we lost you in the process. Oh, Grace O'Malley. A real piece of work, isn't she? Can't say I would have wanted to make that trade. While you were away, I think I may have located the source of this endless storm. While you were away, I think I may have located the source of this endless storm. There's a network of sea caves nearby where the corrupted seem to be gathering. Something nefarious is going on in there. I feel certain of it. See, now there's someone willing to step up. I can't do this alone. I thought perhaps our new friend might join as well, but she's not really the joining type, is she? I suspect you'll be wasting your breath, but give it a go. Why not, right? I'll go ahead and scout out the entrance to the caves. Whether she comes or not, I'll meet you there.
I'm as grateful as can be that you reclaimed my flag and all, but don't ask me to go on a fool crusade against those red-eyed demons. I don't need a Medal of Valor. Just the coin for me, thank you very much. Good old Watcher Lacin Reese says there's a town. I'll head there and sell this loot. I'll set your part aside until you get there. For my part, I'll be saving up for a ship to escape this hellish island. Oh, I heard a lot of stuff from Watcher Lacin Reese, but I don't believe even half of it. Besides, Captain Grace O'Malley never met a storm she couldn't navigate. I'll find a way. You can come with me, if you like. Have it your way, hero. I just hope you don't end up as one of those monsters yourself. Don't worry about me burning you on the loot. You did me a favor and I'm good for it. As long as you survive, that is. I'll be there.
Hey, you gave it a try at least. Ugh, that Grace O'Malley's a pirate to the bone. Doesn't care about anyone but herself. Looking at the corrupted massing here, however, neither her nor anyone else will be safe if this keeps up. The storm is centered right above these caves, no doubt about it. And I suspect some foul magic is afoot in there. The place reeks of charred bones and unbridled brutality. I don't know. If we both fall in there, there'll be no one to get word to town. I certainly don't trust that pirate to do so. I say we head back to town and recruit as many sword arms as we can, and then come back. Damn it! I'd forbid it. But I fear you're right. Their numbers are growing too fast. Go then, but be quick about it. Look for the source of the storm and destroy it. I'll meet you back at the watchtower. Godspeed, my friend.
Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's try this ability out. That is yummy.
And they shall witness the power manifest, the true future of the human race.
Fire Staff, Ice Gauntlet. Getting some different weapons to try out. So, I wonder about the fire staff. Is it a viable... Okay, are we done here? I think so. Go back out. Freedom! Okay, I'm truly intrigued by the fire staff. Absolutely love the recharge. Feels powerful.
You steal that which is mine. You assault my followers. And now you disrupt my plans. This is personal.
So, honestly, I'll just go back. Do the watchtower thing first. Oh, grab more stuff here with the bushes. New World has by far the best gathering system of all MMORPGs available. Okay, that's enough for now. I am intrigued by the fire stuff, honestly. Like, I realize the best way to go about it is to have one close up. Let's look at weapons. So, we have 100 weapons that include sword and shield, rapier, and hatchet. We have two-handed weapons, which include spear, great axe, warhammer, and greatsword. We have ranged, which is bow, musket, and blunderbuss. And then we have magical, which is fire staff, life staff, ice gauntlet, and void gauntlet. So the ones that are most mentioned are always like bow, musket, great axe, warhammer, spear, greatsword, hatchet. Rapier I don't hear so much about. Sword and shield definitely not. And I don't hear any of these. So, a magical staff that consumes mana to ignite the blazing power of fire spells, excels at area denial, dealing fire damage over large swaths, burning targets. Okay. A magical staff that consumes mana to apply restorative power of nature spells. So this is basically healer stuff. Right? Ice Gauntlet. Gauntlet that consumes mana to summon the freezing powers of ice spells. Great for dealing persistent damage by calling upon elemental storms, summoning ice, and utilization of hinder and damage. So this is like a buff support role. Fire Staff and Ice Gauntlet are two sides of the same coin, basically, and Life Staff is like for healers. To me, it would make sense to have like a bow. No, to have like for me, it makes the most sense to have a short range, like a close range weapon, and then a long range weapon. And why not magical? But the problem with magic is, if we go to attributes, it doesn't scale. The Life Staff and Void Gauntlet scales with intelligence and focus, and scales with focus, right? And the Fire Staff scales with intelligence. So what other... I could go Rapier, and Fire Staff. Interesting. You know what? Let's check this out a little bit. Meta build. Best magic build. Month ago, best PP mage build. Month ago.
Hey everyone, it's Graphic back with another video, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the best mage build in New World, and this one revolves all around the Fire Staff and the Ice Gauntlet. If you take a look here, some of the different weapon perks, the ability perks, some of the different gear that we're going to be running today is for specific reasons, and we're going to talk about each of those reasons as we get through this first run in PvP. So let's go to the 3v3 arena, let's take a look, we'll do this live, we'll kind of talk about what we're doing and why we're doing it during the actual arena itself. But before that, and while we get in the queue, let's take a look at the heart rune running right now. So I like to run the stone form. I know a lot of people running detonate with the burnout. They love the idea of just exploding right in front of the other players. I love heart rune, the stone form heart rune specifically, because I'm able to flamethrower with the heart rune on at all times instantly by burn. If you guys didn't know, in a 2% is 16%.
I just want to see.
That's why, like I said, I don't think there's any dumb.
Best leveling build. I just want to level fast, right? So I want to be able to solo stuff.
Corruption breaches and all that stuff I do. I will also explain why I use what I use. Now, the reason I'm making this video isn't because I think this build or this gear is the best. I am simply making it because I have had hundreds of questions on almost every solo video I have ever posted asking what gear I'm wearing or what weapons I'm using, and everything surrounding it. So although I am by no means an expert on builds, I simply test things, and when it works, it works. I will share what I use, and I can assure you in this stuff you will have no trouble soloing. In this setup, I can pretty safely solo any elite area in the game. Now, one thing I will say right off the bat, these builds are not meant for running mutations. They work great for regulars, if you're a new level 60 just starting out, but they are meant primarily for solo play, with survivability in mind more than raw damage. Now, to the reason I chose my gear. This is quite simple. I wanted to find gear that was easily accessible, stuff anyone could get with some effort. This way, the stuff that I do in videos, like the bosses I show to farm, will be within reach of any player. So first, let's have a look at the attributes. So as you can see, I run 315 strength, 100 dex, and 100 con. The main reason for this is because of the grit I get from the strength, then a bit of extra crit damage from the dex, and I like to have 100 con to keep my hit points a bit higher for the solo stuff. Pretty straightforward, nothing really revolutionary here to see, but people have wanted to see it. Now for my weapons. Now, I will show all of the weapons I use because
So he basically leveled everything except magical, like fire staff, life staff, ice gauntlet, all of that are not maxed. Everything else is pretty much maxed.
because depending on whether I am rolling for ancient bosses or corruption, it is a bit different. So first my greatsword, and this I will use probably for both. As you can see, I lean pretty heavily into the onslaught tree, because I generally only really rely on these skills to clear groups or finish things up. But I do take a few very useful perks from Defiance. Blade honing is great because you end up stacking a nice amount of greatsword buffs from the onslaught attacks, and the additional damage is good for both killing and for healing myself. And unflinching blade is a must, because we mainly
Charged heavy attacks of crit inflict bleed.
use trenchant recovery here during the more difficult bosses, so we are heavy attacking almost non-stop, so we keep maximum bleeds on the target at all times thanks to this. And of course, perfect vigilance. This
If you are hit while in full health, reduce the damage taken by 20% and gain a 20% fortify.
is an amazing perk to have because I go right in and face tank the hits. It keeps fortify up on me almost all the time, because when I trench I go full health, then I take a hit and I get fortify, and then it repeats. Like a never-ending cycle, keeping fortify on me at all times. Next, my warhammer. Everything I have selected here revolves around weakening, slowing, and basically CCing all of the enemies and bosses I am up against, while at the same time increasing my damage per swing. This is because I use my warhammer in much the same way as the greatsword. The difference here though is that the warhammer is more of a focused damage, really for just really strong solo ancients, with less AoE. It's mainly for fighting things like Helio bosses and stuff like that. Otherwise, I just stick to the greatsword. And finally, my hatchet. This I change regularly. Either I go full berserker for emergencies when things go terribly wrong and I need to buy some time to heal, or I change it to a much more range build and take rending throw instead of a few of the berserker perks and use it as sort of like a spear to weaken enemies. It's not as effective as a spear, but it gets the job done. So overall, a pretty simple setup. The way everything works together really pays off, making enemies
For me, it would make sense to do like I guess it makes much more sense now. Best leveling builds.
What's going on, guys? Kate is here.
Oh, okay. Fire
So
staff,
then,
ice
moving over to the
gauntlet.
first build, which is the one and only Fire Staff and Ice Gauntlet. And these are the attributes you want to have. So first things first, no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your intelligence to 150 or even 200, and then start building your constitution. And around level 60 you should have 300 intelligence and 100 constitution. And last but not the least, for your gear you want to go with the light category, and the best setup is to use medium chest piece and then the rest light armor, and this will put you at 12.7 kilograms, which is the closest possible weight just below the medium category. And just to quickly explain my reasoning behind going for light armor. So right now in the current stage of the game, I believe that for mage class, the best setup is medium gear for PvP and wars, but specifically for PvE and leveling you want to do as much damage as you can, and having the added damage percentage and 2 dodge rolls is very useful for farming bunch of mobs and just in general escaping big boss attacks. So that's the only reason why we still want to use the light armor. But like I said, for PvP and endgame content I recommend to use medium armor for the specific build, but I have covered all of that already in the previous video. So then moving over to the first weapon, which is the Fire Staff. And these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all you want to unlock both these two perks and then the first ability called Fireball. and then get these 3 next perks. Then afterwards, unlock the second ability called the Pillar of Fire, and then the next perk to that as well. And now let's take a closer look at the other side and unlock all these 3 perks. Then lastly, unlock the last third ability called the Burnout, and then get these. So then, moving over to the second build, which is the Great Axe and Warhammer, and these are the attributes you want to have. So then again, no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your strength to 100 or even 150, and then start building your constitution. And around level 60, you should have 200 strength and 200 constitution. And then last but certainly not the least, for your armor, you want to be in the heavy category, which means using all the heavy equipment plus a shield on your back if you want to get as many cool things as you can. But it's not required and will not give you any extra stats. And then as well, we could go for even 300 strength and use a medium or light armor. So what's gonna and
So
then continue putting
the meta builds.
everything else in dexterity and strength. And then around level 60 and 60, the attribute counter, and then get this 1 perk. And then lastly, unlock the last ability called the Steadfast Strike, and then get these 2 perks, and that's it. Now from this point and onwards, you're free to pick and choose which perks you want to unlock next. So then moving over to the second weapon, which is the Hatchet, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock this Berserk ability with these 2 perks. Then afterwards, get the second ability called the Feral Rush, and then get this 1 perk. Then from here, let's move over to the other side. So then moving over to the second build, which is the Bow and Spear, and these are the attributes you want.
Bow and spear. Okay, so let's jot this down. Different combos, right? So we have Fire Staff, Ice Gauntlet. We have Bow.
Want to have. So no
what did we have here? Great Sword.
So then moving over to the first build, which is the Greatsword and Hatchet, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 1. So then moving over to the second build, which is the Bow and Spear, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity.
What is the next one
And then
here?
moving over to my last and final build, which is the Hammer and Blunderbuss. And
Is that called Warhammer? Warhammer and Blunderbuss. Okay. So we got. We got Greatsword, Hatchet, we got Bow, Spear, we got Warhammer, Blunderbuss, we got Fire Staff, and Ice Gauntlet. What else? What was the other one that he did?
what's going on guys, Kade is here and welcome back to a brand new video.
The spear build?
So then moving over to the first build, and for the weapons you want to go with the musket and spear, and these
Musket and spear. Okay, interesting.
are the attributes you want to have. So then moving over to the second build, heavy armor, and you have to use a shield as well. So then for our first weapon, we have the best tanking weapon, aka the sword with shield. And then these are the
Sword and shield. Sword, shield. Combo with
The
what
weapon
exactly?
masteries you want to have. Second weapon, which is the Warhammer, and these are the weapon masteries.
Warhammer. Okay. Okay.
So then moving over to the third build, it's the 150, and the best gear rank Scream, and then get these 2 perks, and that's it. Now from this moment you can unlock all the other perks in whatever way you like. Okay, so now let's move over to the second weapon, which is the Ice Gauntlet, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock these 3 perks and then get the first ability called the Ice Storm, and then get these 3 perks. Then from here, let's move over to the other side and get this 1 perk, and then unlock both these 2 abilities called the Ice Storm, and as I like to call it, the Ice Block, and then get these 3 perks, and that's it. Now again, you can spend your points in whatever order you want. Okay, so now let's go over to the gameplay where I'll show you the best way to play this build. So what's gonna
Top 3 best solar player
what's
builds.
gonna
So. Oh, that's Albion. Okay. Is there a way to just get the playlist out? Top 5 best solo
So what's going on,
builds.
guys?
This was over a year ago though, so action and life staff. Let's go to the latest one. Let's look at the latest one here. So a month ago, 5 days ago. Anything labeled 2023. Let's see. So 3 perfect starter builds. Okay. Starter builds, solar player builds, high damage builds, best PvE builds, best tank builds, best healer builds, best builds, and meta builds. Okay, we got a
What's going on, guys?
good few different builds here, so let's look at them.
So then moving over to the first build, which is the easiest and best weapon in the entire game. And for the weapons, you want to use the hatchet and life staff. And these are the attributes you want to have. So first things first, if you start from level 0, you want to get your focus to 150 and then start building your constitution. And around level 60, you should have 300 focus and 100 constitution. And
Listen to what he said.
so then moving over to the first build, which is the easiest and best weapon in the entire game. And for the weapons, you want to use the hatchet and life staff. And these are the attributes you want to have. So first things first, if you start from level 0, you want to get your focus to 150 and then start building your constitution. And around level 60, you should have 300 focus and 100 constitution. And last but not the least, for your gear, you want to go with the medium category. And the best gear setup is to have medium helmet, heavy chest piece, light gloves, heavy pants and light boots. And this will give you 22.9 kg weight, which is exactly category. And the best gear setup is to have medium helmet, heavy chest piece, light
Heavy chest piece, light gloves,
heavy pants and
pants.
light boots.
Okay, so this is the best 3 perfect starter builds. Okay. Grab all this stuff. Go. 1, 2.
And this will give you 22.9 kilogram weight, which is exactly just below the heavyweight category. So then moving over to the first weapon, which is the hatchet, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock the berserk ability with these 2 perks. Then afterwards So then moving over to the second build, which is the Great Axe and Warhammer, and these are the attributes you want to have. So then no matter from which level you start using this build, you want to first of all get your strength to 100 or even 150, and then start building your constitution. And around level 60 you should have 200 strength and 200 constitution. And then last but not the least, for your armor you want to be in the heavy category, which means using a heavy equipment plus a shield on your back if you want to get as many cool things as you can, but it is not required and won't give you any extra stats. So then for our first weapon we have the Great Axe, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all you want to unlock the first ability called the Reap, and then
What did he say? So heavy, all heavy equipment, I guess? I think that's what he
get
said.
these 2 perks.
And then
So now for my last and final build we are using the Fire Staff and Life Staff, and these are the attributes you want to have. And no matter from which level you start using this build, first of all you want to get your focus to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in focus. And around level 60 you should have 300 focus and 100 your focus to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution.
okay, so
And so now for my last and final build we are using the Fire Staff and Life Staff, and these are the attributes you want to have. And no matter from which level you start using this build, first of all you want to get your focus to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in focus. And around level 60 you should have staff, and these are the attributes you want to have. And no matter from which level you start using this build, first of all you want to get your focus to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in focus. And around level 60 you should have 300 focus and 100 constitution. And again, last but not the least, for your armor you want to go with the medium category, and the best gear setup is to have medium helmet, heavy chest piece, light gloves, heavy pants and light boots. So then moving over to the first weapon, which is the Fire Staff, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all you want to unlock both these 2 perks, and then the first ability called the Fireball, and then get these 3 next perks. Then afterwards unlock the second ability called the Pillar of Fire, and then the next perk to that as well. And now
okay. Okay. I'm gonna save this to a new list. So, new world builds. This. Alright, so this was a perfect starter build. Now,
this here, and
now we're moving on to the top 3 best solo player builds. Top 3 best solo player builds.
welcome back to a brand new video. So then moving over to the first build, which is the Greatsword and Hatchet, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 100, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity and strength, and then around level 60 and 625 items core gear, you should have around 200 strength, 150 dexterity, and 150 Constitution. And as you can see, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes you get from level 60, then the blue color indicates the attributes that you get from your gear, and then the purple color indicates the attributes that you get from food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment. So then taking a closer look at the first weapon, which is the greatsword, and these are the weapon masters.
What was the...
Want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment.
Medium chest piece. Rest light.
So then taking a closer look.
Let's move on to the next one. There's bow spear. Have that. Not have that yet. Number 2. Bow and spear. Already tried this one before.
So then moving over to the second build, which is the bow and spear, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity, and then around level 60 and 625 items for gear, you should have around 300 dexterity and 200 constitution. And as I explained in the first build, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes that you get from reaching level 60, then the blue color indicates the attributes that you get from your gear, and then the purple color indicates the attributes that you get from food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment.
Chest piece and rest light equipment.
And so then take
let's move on to the next one. Great Axe Warhammer. Did we have that one before? Yes, we did. Okay. Number 3 is an already known entity, but we'll put it in.
So then taking a close.
So, what it said.
Look at the first weapon, which is the Great Axe and Warhammer, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your strength to 200, and then get 100 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in strength. And then around level 60 and 625 items core gear, you should have around 300 strength and 200 constitution. And as you can see, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes that you get from level 60, then the blue color indicates the attributes that you get from gear, and then the purple color indicates the attributes that you get from your food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the medium category, which means using heavy helmet, heavy chest armor, medium gloves, light pants, and medium boots. The attributes that you get from your food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the medium category, which means using heavy helmet, heavy chest armor, medium gear, you want to go with the medium category, which means using heavy helmet, heavy chest armor,
Heavy chest.
medium gloves, light
Medium gloves.
pants, and medium
Light pants. Boots, I think.
boots. So then taking a closer look.
Alright, done with that one. I'm gonna save that one. Later.
So what's going on, guys?
This is the top 3 best high damage. So if we don't care about survivability, we just want to dish out a ton of damage, this is the way to go. Let's see what he got. Best high damage builds. Okay. New meta came out 4 weeks ago. Okay, let's see what it has to say. Skip to the bow and spear. So it's a known entity.
So then moving over to the first build, which is the spear and bow, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity, and then around level 60 and 625 item score gear, you should have around 300 dexterity and 200 constitution. And as I explained in the first build, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes that you get from reaching level 60, then the blue color indicates the attributes that you get from your gear, and then the purple color indicates the attributes that you get from food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment. So then taking a closer look at the first weapon, which is the bow, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first things first, you want to unlock all these three abilities called the penetrating shot, explosive arrow, and rapid shot. And
Move on. Fire staff blunderbuss. Interesting. We haven't had this one before. Let's see what he has to say
so
about
then
this
moving
one.
over to the second build, which is a very strong PvP setup in this current meta, and for the weapons we want to use the blunderbuss and fire staff, and these are the attributes you want to have. So first things first, if you start from level 0, you want to get your intelligence to 200, and then start building your constitution, and around level 60 you should have 350 intelligence and 100 constitution. And lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means your constitution, and around level 60 you should have 350 intelligence and 100 constitution. And lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment. So then taking a closer look at the first weapon, which is the blunderbuss, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock the first ability called the Azot Shrapnel.
And great hatchet. I think we already did the great sword hatchet. Let's hear it if it's the same.
So then moving over to the last and final build, which is the greatsword and hatchet, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 100, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity and strength. And then around level 60 and 625 item score gear, you should have around 200 strength, 150 dexterity, and 150 constitution. And as you can see, the yellow bar color indicates the attribute.
Yep. Same. Save that one. Move on.
Build. So for
Top 3 best PvE builds. Okay. So the previous one was best high damage builds. Top 3 best PvE. Got the spear build.
So then moving over to the first build, and for the weapons you want to go with the musket and spear, and these are the attributes you want to have. So basically this build is structured around doing a lot of damage from very far distance, but at the same time if you get attacked then you can apply even more damage and stuns to the enemy. So then no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity to 300, and then start putting points in intelligence. And around level 60 you should have 300 dexterity and 150 intelligence. And as this is a full glass cannon build, you want to go with the light category, and the best gear setup is to have one medium chest piece and then the rest light armor. So then taking a closer look at the first weapon, which is the musket, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first things first, you want to get this one perk and then unlock the first ability called the powder burn, and then get these two perks. Then afterwards get the second ability called the shooter stance, and then get these two perks as well. And now from here, let's move over to the other side and unlock these two perks. And then lastly get the third ability called the sticky shot, and then get these two perks, and that's it. Now from this moment you can spend. So then moving over to the second build, and for your weapons we want to go with the sword and warhammer. and these are the attributes you want to have. So then no matter from which level you start using this build, like you can see, you always want to split all of your attribute points to half. So divide 50% into strength and
Did we have that before? Bow spear, great axe warhammer. Bow spear, firestaff blunderbuss, great sword hatchet. Musket spear. Maybe not. Okay.
50 in constitution, and around level 60 you should have 250 strength and 200 constitution. And last but not the least, for your gear you want to go with the full heavy armor, and you have to use a shield as well. So then for our first weapon,
So sword and shield. Combination with warhammer. Heavy gear. What was it?
we have the full 50 strength and 200
250
constitution.
strength
And last
and
but not the least, for your gear you want to go with the full heavy armor, and you have to use a shield as well. So then for our first weapon, we have the best tanking weapon, aka the sword with shield. And then these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first things first, right off from the start you want to unlock both these two abilities called the Shield Rush and Shield Bash, and then get these 3 perks. Then
Okay. Void Gauntlet.
So then moving over to the third build, and for the weapons we want to use the Void Gauntlet and Ice Gauntlet, and these are the attributes you want to have. So first things first, if you start from level 0 you want to get your intelligence to 150, and then start building your constitution, and around level 60 you should have 300 intelligence and 150 constitution. And last but not the least, for your gear you want to be in the medium category, and the best gear setup is heavy helmet, heavy chest armor, medium gloves, light pants, and medium boots. So then moving over.
Okay. Alright, moving on. This one wasn't nice exciting, to be honest.
What's going on, guys?
Top 3 tank builds. So these doesn't really
What's going on, guys?
Why
What's going
me?
on, guys? And welcome back to a brand new video. Today I will show you welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the top 4 best tank builds for PvP and PvE in New World. So for each and every single build I will explain what.
Sorry about that. Did we do the meta build thing? Best solar player build. Best high damage, best PvE. Let's do the meta. Top 3 best meta builds. February. Number 1.
So then moving over to the first build, which is the Great Sword and Hatchet, and these are the
Great sword, hatchet.
attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 100, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity and strength, and then around level 60 and 625.
Did we already do this? Best PvE, best damage, solo. Perfect star build. Because it's pretty much identical. So this one is Great Sword Hatchet. I think we've done Great Sword Hatchet. Great Sword Hatchet. Done that before. I'm gonna say the same thing.
Item score gear, you should have around 200 strength, 150 dexterity, and 150 constitution. And as you can see, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes you get from level 60. Then
Go build. Also have had that before.
So then moving over to the second build, which is the bow and spear, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity to 200, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity. And then around level 60 and 625 item score gear, you should have around 300 dexterity and 200 constitution. And as I explained in the first build, the yellow bar color indicates the attributes that you get from reaching level 60, then the blue color indicates the attributes that you get from your gear, and then the purple
Blunderbuss build. I think we only had one blunderbuss.
And then moving over to my last and final build, which is the hammer and blunderbuss, and these are the attributes you want to have. So then no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your strength to 100 or even 150, and then start building your constitution. And around level 60 you should have 300 strength and 150 constitution. But if you are a super hardcore player with 600 item score gear, then you're feel free to go with 50 more constitution by using the food and full endgame gear. And then last but not the least, for your armor, you want to go with the medium category, and the best setup is to have heavy helmet, heavy chest armor,
300 strength, 150 con. Heavy helmet. Chest.
you want to go with the medium category, and the best setup is to have heavy helmet, heavy chest armor, medium gloves, light pants, and medium boots. So then for the first weapon, we have the Warhammer, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock this one perk, and then the first ability called the Shockwave. And then
I think at this point, let's see. So, best starter build: Fire Staff, Life Staff, Great Axe, Warhammer. Well, let's see. Let's see what kind of patterns we can here. So, let's do a. Hello. And then what if we would just copy this in? Okay. You know what? Whatever. We'll just. We'll just solve it like that. Right. Let's see. So. See if we can see a pattern here. Now, high damage and high survivability is what we want. obviously. Now, Greatsword, hatchet, bow, spear, great axe, warhammer. I do love myself a bow. You know what? Let's see if I can find a different combination. I want to see if I can find a different combo. Like I want a long-ranged weapon, and then I also want a. I want a long-range weapon, and then I also want a short-range weapon, and I'm gonna try to find out if I can find that. That are not this. Let's see if I see what I can find. So, for example, for ease of use, we obviously want them to scale from the same things, right? So musket, we could do musket. I mean, greatsword is nice because it scales with both strength and dexterity, so you can combo with the other ones here. I would like to try the musket. See, for example, the musket and rapier. Musket, rapier, both scale with intelligence. So let's say I could do the rapier and fire staff. That doesn't sound so bad, does it? Let's try it. Let's see what it does. We could go all intelligence. Let's do that. And we'll go. We'll ditch this. And we'll go fire staff, rapier. And whatever we have on for now. Okay, let's see how this feels, right? Also, obviously, I did the wrong thing with the weapon mastery, or supposedly the wrong thing. Is there a respec? Okay, there's a respec for this. So obviously, I'm supposed to get this one first. And then also the rapier. Enter a pose stance and unleash a series of 5 quick thrusts attack. Okay. Okay,
Oh, God. And you
that took a long time.
did it. That's a story. Those who've been here longer, the ones who haven't been driven mad by all the years, they tell horror stories about the corrupted. It seems that centuries ago, some dark sorcerer nearly corrupted everyone on the island. I suspect we'll see more corrupted in the future, but let's hope we can prevent such darkness as the legends speak of. Still, I'll write a report for the town. Tell them the storm's receded, but to remain vigilant. I hate to ask you to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I should stay here. Just deliver the report to the guard at the gate. Then get yourself a nice cup of mead at the tavern. You deserve it.
Come closer. It is time you know the whole truth. This island has always guarded the promise of paradise. Humanity cast out, deemed unworthy of such blessings. But I did not come here seeking paradise. I came for answers. Redemption after a life of weakness and suffering. And I found a truth that disproved everything I had been taught. I tasted the knowledge forbidden to us at creation, and I saw the vision of humanity's true potential. I knew then, I must correct this ancient injustice and restore the power which is rightfully ours. The heart of the mountain now beats strong with this purpose. After a century of preparation, our campaign has begun. The island's townships already fall before the might of our armies. The only thing I had not foreseen is you. You, who have stolen the gift meant for me. And now your soul will pay the price. For I will not stop until I have seized back the destiny stolen from us and brought true freedom to the world, both old and new.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good, I guess.
Did you see my court? Huh? The wilds of Eternum have never been safe. But the roads? Never seen anything like this before today. Vicious bulls came out of nowhere, ate all me truffles. How should I know? Do I look like some kind of boar mind reader? not me. I'm just a simple traveling herbalist. Tell you this much, however, the beasts have ruined me for the season. You mean you'd help old hapless Hal? Why, yes, you're a saint. Take my sickle, hunt up some truffles, and bring them to the settlement. Oh, gather any herbs or berries you see for yourself as well. They'll fetch a gold or two at the trading post.
Oh boy. Yeah, the rapier is actually pretty weak. Doesn't seem to be a very good starter weapon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna revert back to what I was using before. Oh, I already have one? Okay. Hmm. Yeah. It would make a lot more sense. I think the great sword. Let's see. So we have great axe, warhammer, hatchet, life staff, fire staff, life staff. Top 3 best solo player build. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm probably gonna solo most of it. Probably not gonna. So top 3 best high damage builds: great sword, hatchet. So let's see if we search great sword. We have it in the top 3 best solo builds. We have it in the top 3 best damage builds, and we have it's the number 1 of the top 3 best meta builds. I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with great sword and hatchet to start, and then we'll see from there. For now, I'm just gonna use the greatsword. What should I be using for the second? I feel like let's just use the fire staff. Actually, no. Let's use the rapier. Let's try the blunderbuss. Okay, so it's like a shotgun almost. Okay. Okay, so it's like a shotgun. Okay. Yeah, I don't really care for that much. I wonder if greatsword and bow would be a good combo. Does the bow scales with dexterity? Greatsword scales with dexterity. I mean, I guess hatchet is the better way, but still. Earn more XP gain while in wind. That. Yeah. Okay, so we're just about entering the settlement here. So we're just gonna. I do look funny, like that hat is so out of place. That hat is so out of place. Okay, let's see here. Where are we going? We're going to the south end. Let's talk to this guy first.
Hold up there. What business do you have in Corinth? A report from the Watcher, eh? Okay, I'll take that. So, it was corruption causing that hellish storm. Merde. Don't we have enough problems? Well, according to Reese's report, you're quite the hero. And good for you. Hero or not, we cannot afford another mouth to feed. Corinth has gone from feast to famine. Ask 5 people, you'll get 5 theories. Some say we've been cursed. Others blame the local druids. Some are even calling for the town's leader, the Speaker of the Winds, to step down. But he's doing what he can. All right, the hero. Hate to break it to you, hero. But eternal life on Eternum means eternal trouble. But if you want to help, speak with Quartermaster Agrawal. Who knows? Maybe you two can fix everything, eh?
Here's my new friend right here. All the truffles I lost and then some. Hoo-hoo. I hope it wasn't too hard. Keep that sickle for your troubles. And if you make a habit of harvesting herbs and such, we'll cross paths again. No doubt.
Spoken to the captain, have you? He's normally not quite so dour. Although I suppose he was never a particularly charming man. It's just that Windsward has just experienced a bit of bad luck recently. But all that aside, you're still welcome in Corinth. And really, I shouldn't suggest this famine as a result of bad luck. Our town leader, the Speaker of the Winds, is entirely responsible for all this. But all that aside, you're still welcome in Corinth. And really, I shouldn't suggest this famine as a result of bad luck. Our town leader, the Speaker of the Winds, is entirely responsible for all this. He broke a centuries-old tradition and stopped paying tribute to the sorceress Medea. She hasn't been seen or heard from in decades, so whether she even exists. Seems the Speaker decided to find out. It can't simply be a coincidence. And I've heard the stories of Medea. She's not someone you cross. The question is why the damn Speaker took it upon himself to cancel the tribute without consulting anyone. Absolutely not. You're a guest. I insist you check in at the inn. You came ashore on that terrible storm. I'm sure you need a rest. In any case, it's my duty to talk to the man. This is my burden to bear.
Welcome to the Southern Breeze. May a gentle wind always guide you home. You wish to check in? Now, this is a pleasant surprise. 2 new customers in one day.
Where have you been hiding? I was afraid I'd have to go back to the beach and search for ya. Not that I wanted to stay here, mind you. This hamlet's ready for a bloody wake. Ah, problems. I've raided tombs more lively than this place. I don't plan on hanging around here long, not when the winds are shifting the way they are. It's bad business. Whew, I managed to sell that loot we collected. Never let it be said that Grace O'Malley doesn't pay her debts. Here's your share of the coin. Think you should get to spending it. There's a trading post here. Not exactly thriving, but you could at least get yourself some new clothes. I'm telling you, this is a friend. You smell like something that washed in with the tide. Well, there you go. You can always count on me to tell it to you straight. Get yourself onto the trading post, and if you need to stash anything, there's a storage shed as well. I'll be getting the lay of the land.
Alright. Maybe, perhaps, somehow I smell like something that the tide dragged in. Because that's literally what happened. You know, could be that easy. Where's the trading post thingy? Where I believe. Here it is. Trading post. Let's see what we can get. So let's go back to what he so
So then moving over to the first build, which is the greatsword and hatchet, and these are the attributes you want to have. So no matter from which level you start using this build, you first of all want to get your dexterity and strength both to 100, and then get 50 points in constitution, and then continue putting everything else in dexterity.
let's see. So medium chest piece and then light armor. What do I have right now? I already have a medium chest piece. I have a heavy glove. So medium chest piece and then light armor. So light footwear. Need to remove that hat. So light legs. Can equip and can afford. So, light hands. Okay. I mean, it looks a little bit better, at least. I think we would need a general store or something, where we can sell off stuff that we do have. Storage shed. Is there a way I can just sell my stuff? Like, I literally just want to sell my stuff to an NPC, like... and so another back slot unlocks at level 10, then it's level 30 and level 45. Guitar, flute, mandolin, and upright bass slot, drum slot. What is that?
Have you seen the spheres? Aren't they magnificent? I wonder what they were used for.
Alright, let's move on.
Even here, civilization is built on a foundation of lies and greed. A flawed structure that shall crumble beneath my might.
See, doesn't spending coin make you feel more alive? Glad one of us got what they needed. I'm gonna have to find some richer places to plunder before I can get myself a boat and get off this damned rock. The real tragedy of Corinth is there's no way a girl can make some quick money around here. That daft town guard treats me like your servant, leaving me messages to give you, and not a single coin for it. He says your heroics on the shore got the attention of this so-called Speaker of the Winds. Sounds like a right charlatan to me. He's waiting for you in the town hall.
Great sword. Oh, really? Okay, well, you know what? Let's go back to trading post. Need to replace a chest piece. Green, green, green. We need to replace boots and medium chest. Can. Alright. You know what? How much money do we have left? 21 coin. Okay, let's see. Nope, it's not worth it. Okay, right.
The one Watcher Reese lavished such high praise on. A real charge in and hit 'em where it counts kind of fighter. We need more newcomers like you in Woodsworth. I suppose you've heard about the famine that's beset our lands. A crisis that demands action, not finger-pointing. Some people are claiming this was the work of the sorceress Medea. But that's a load of hogwash. Of course not. The damn sorceress doesn't deserve our hard-earned goods. But that was a misunderstanding. We sent the damn tribute. No, I think this curse was brought on by the druids. They were the first to transform into soulless lost. Can you imagine such a tragedy? The very people we trusted to care for our crops became monsters and started this damn plague. Now, entire farms and villages are falling lost. Half of Windsward at this point. Now, that's the spirit. We need fighters, not whiners and naysayers. Just now, Quartermaster Agrawal's headed to the farms to salvage what he can. But he's no warrior. Go, see if you can help.
Mine is mostly allowed. Just know it's an ancient tree. Strange. We sent it to investigate, but they have yet to return. I would greatly appreciate that. But be cautious. The ancients wielded powers we don't fully yet understand. My team are rigorous note-takers. If you discover any of their journals, please collect them. Best of luck.
Everyone needs goods, don't they? Sadly, we have none to spare. And it's not just food. Everyone eats, of course, but folks need timber, stone, and leather as well. Tell that to the annual tribute. That last collection was a kick in the nethers. Our stores have shriveled up like apples in winter, and it's not exactly safe to go collect more, is it? Timber cut stone and leather. After all, folks need homes, clothes, and shoes. We have a little food left, but could always use more. Honestly, anything you could bring back would help. Except dung. We got dung aplenty.
Alright. Let's see, where are we? Where do we need to go? Let's go east first and then west. course letter 10, right? DLC. So four of these. Then craft timber. Okay, so one of these. And then
When was the last time you truly stood in wonder of the world? There is glory in the morning dew. The sun's kiss on our cheeks is more warm and gentle than any lover's lips. More people around here would be if they glimpsed the glory of wordwood trees. Their beauty is transcendent. If you find someone who is down, take them a wordwood sapling. They contain the sparkle of starlight in their branches. They mirror the viewer's intent. If you pause and appreciate them with true wonder, they'll shimmer the lights of heaven back at you. They will hold your intent and reflect it in response so others may feel that same awe in kind.
Hello, I'm Master Fisher Shields. Ah, ahoy there! Before you get to the adventure and the glory, you'll need to learn how to fill your belly with the bounty of the sea. First, you'll need some bait. Some of the most readily available bait are woodlice, creepy, crawly creatures that live in bushes. The rest you can get through various other means. Wood lice draw in larger fish. And believe you me, size matters. Beside that, though, there's still some more basics I want to impart to you, Skipper. How goes your fishing? Let's get in on the action now. Fishing involves 3 basic steps: casting, hooking, and reeling the sucker in. It may take some getting used to, but once you get into the pattern, you can go for hours non-stop. If you can catch 3 fish, take 'em and go show Ruby and Everfall what old Shields taught you.
Ooh. Not bad for a first catch. Okay, let's try that again. Medium salmon. Very nice.
Master Fisher Ruby up in Everfall will appreciate seeing a fresh face to train. She's a real eager one, and has a lot of natural talent.
Okay. I can't really reach the hotspot, can I? Jeez, okay. That was not what I intended. Oh, it's shallow. Can I stand it? Oh, I can't stand it. Okay. Is there a hot spot where I can stand on the side? Oh, hello.
The scene here is unthinkable. A month ago, the most flourishing fields in all Eternum. Now this. The druids were such gentle people, and now they're these lost swarmancers, destroying the land. I hope so, because we need it. We must get the windmills going again and then recover any sacks of grain that remain untainted. But the lost swarmancers and withered are everywhere. You're a brave soul, my friend. I'd protest if the need weren't so dire. Look for any farmers who need rescuing and bring back any sacks of grain you find. And for your own sake, be careful.
seal gone. I used to be thrilled to tend the crops, to share my food with others, but now it feels empty. Seems like I've seen all there is to see. Done all there is to do. The light in the stem. It looks like it's dancing. Oh, is it responding to my voice? That's cheeky. I couldn't take this from you, but you should keep such a wonder safe. Take this.
Well, it's not as much as I'd hoped, but it's certainly better than nothing. This grain will keep us fed for a few more days at least. But the windmill's turning again. At least there's hope for the future. Did you see anyone out there who hasn't become lost? The druids, the farmers, surely someone remains. I know many fled, but it's strange that I've heard no first-hand accounts of how it happened. Did you see anyone out there? Your confidence seems matched by your skill, so I welcome the help. Indeed, if you rescue anyone you can find, we might be able to get some answers. Good thinking. This farm produced a bountiful crop of fruits and vegetables as well. The fields are cursed now, but there are crates of food that have already been harvested. Go on then, I'll wait here.
Nothing I've learned in all my studies has prepared me for this. I've heard of druids falling ill or even becoming lost, but some truly foul magic is at work here.
About time someone came to help! Meet me at the edge of the farm. We should talk.
They'll hear you. And believe me, we don't want that. Thank you. My family, my farm, all lost. I'm the only one left.
What are you doing here? How did you get past the wizard? Oh, bless you, my friend. I felt my hope fading away. I almost became withered.
Indicates the attributes that you get from food. And then lastly, for your gear, you want to go with the light category, which means using one medium chest piece and then the rest light equipment. So then taking a closer look at the first weapon, which is the greatsword, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first things first, you want to select this perk and then unlock the first ability called the Relentless Rush. And then get these two perks. Then from here, let's move over to the other side and unlock the second ability called the and attack damage increase. So the skill 20% slow for called the Feral Rush and then get this one perk. Then from here and then the purple the second ability called the Calamity Counter and then get this one perk, and then lastly unlock the last ability called the Steadfast Strike and then get these two perks, and that's it. Now from this point and onwards, you're free to pick and choose which perks you want to unlock next. So then moving over to the second weapon, which is the hatchet, and these are the weapon masteries you want to have. So first of all, you want to unlock this berserk ability with these 2 perks. Then afterwards,
After what I've seen, I fear eternal life may become eternal torment. It's a sight that will haunt me all my days. Watching my sweet Therese consumed by beetles, and then rise up again as a withered. I was by the mill, watching as the druids spread their verdant blessings. Then suddenly, the blessings turned putrid and began emitting green smoke. The druid nearest me just fell over and transformed. I just can't believe that. They've always been kind and generous. They often spoke of a verdant spirit who watched over Windsward. It was a lovely story.
How did the farms deteriorate so quickly? It just doesn't make sense. Transforming druids into swarmancers. That's not human magic. That seems like the magic of the island itself. I've only just returned from completing my druidic studies at another warren in the north. Seeing what's happened to everyone, I can't imagine what happened here. Some kind of curse? I've never heard of anyone who could snap their fingers and turn people lost. If such magic exists, I'd like to know more about it myself. No, this is something else. Something related to the land itself. Oh, does he now? Is it that old blowhard Francis Turner? I'll be having a word with Mr. Turner then. Whatever you're doing to help is most appreciated. I suggest you carry on. I'll seek you out later.
That, my friend, was most impressive. These vegetables may make all the difference. I spoke to the farmers you rescued. They said you also rescued a druid? What did she say? She must be an initiate. They train up north. Perhaps she can help us make sense of all this. I don't think the speaker's on the right track. Not at all. The speaker insists he sent Medea's tribute, which means it would have been carted off by the Iron Rose mercenaries. They're supposed to be protecting these farms as well, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of them. Yes, they were hired by Medea herself to protect and transport the tribute, but the town had engaged them for security as well. I haven't seen a single member of the Iron Rose Company since this whole thing started. The Iron Keep lies to the northwest. If you can go and find out about the tribute, it may help us solve this dilemma. I should get these goods back to town where they're desperately needed. Good luck!
I've spelunkered caverns of the ancients, crossed the sands of brimstone by foot, and yet the world is still closed to me. I found no answers, only more questions. What is the point of searching anymore? Oh, what odd flora. It appears to be calling out to me. I've forgotten to be present for nature's beauty. Thank you, kind traveler. Take this as a token of my appreciation. Keep your light shining.
Oh shit. I think it's time to call it for this one. We got to level 11, so that should be enough.